Hi, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be our Christmas festive food shop. So managed to brave the shops. Alistair went last night to Asda. I went this afternoon to Tesco's, and this morning between us we've been to the butcher's, we've been to the Asian supermarket. I think we're kind of done and dusted. At the start of the video I'm going to go through a meal plan showing you what we're going to have for our Christmas Eve party, the main event on Christmas Day, and also for Boxing Day. If you want to skip straight to the food hall you can do so. I will put the time down below for you. And also just a reminder, late last night I did a Christmas giveaway which goes on until the 27th of December. So if you haven't already entered, do make sure to do so. I will leave the link to the video down below. But anyway, let's get cracking and see what all we're going to have over the Christmas period. So first up, when I start my meal planning, I like to make sure I've got any of my recipe books that I always go to. I've been doing this one for years and years, and some of my favourite recipes I would still go to my recipe book. And then every single year I always keep my timings and my shopping list. So I've got one way back here, 2015, and that way when you come to the planning stage it just makes it so easy. Also any books if I want to try anything new. And then today I've sat down with this big planner. This is from Poundland, and I wouldn't normally meal plan on something like this, but this is perfect. And basically I've just jotted out Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and then the following days, because I really want to utilise any leftovers and just make sure that I'm making the most of anything that I buy. So I'll just take you through very briefly. And as for the shopping as well, I'm not going to go through individual prices like I normally do. So today is Sunday. We had nachos tonight and some games with the children, just because we've really been out, me and Alistair, at get-togethers and things like that. So the kids got to choose their dinner. That's what we had. So they're just off to bed and we're getting this stuff done now. So tomorrow for Christmas Eve we have a party. That is family. We used to do it a lot bigger, but now it's just too much and we want to spend the morning with the children. So we usually start prepping for this party at about 2 o'clock on Christmas Eve. Everyone arrives at about 5 and really goes at about 10 p.m. at the latest. So what we're going to have is I'm going to make Peking duck with pancakes. I've done those in videos before. Ali will do that actually. Anything with Ali beside it, then I know my husband's taking care of that. Everything else I know how to just factor it into the evening. We're going to have scallops, black pudding and pancetta, and just on little skewers. Sausage rolls, Ali will make those, and it's going to be 2 batches, and that will be enough then that we have also on Boxing Day, so it saves us cooking them again. I'm going to be doing chicken teriyaki skewers, and I just make the marinade probably tonight actually, so it's really easy to do. Chicken and mushroom filled vol au vents, and that's just the filling for the vol au vents. The wee vol au vents themselves are pre-made. Potatoes, peppers, onions and chilli. Quesadillas, I'm going to do 2 options, one for the adults, one for the children. And then I've asterisked anything that is a new recipe or that I'm not 100% sure of. So any of these bits and pieces I could just go to and do it fine. This one is new. I seen it in the Jamie Oliver cooking program for Christmas, and I just love the sound of it. It was a camembert pull apart tray, and that's little dough balls all around it. So that ideally I'll be able to do. Then everything else is just easy and in the oven. So tempura prawns and some spring rolls, and then little sausages which are covered in honey. For the desserts I asked everyone what they fancied, and they've went for some kind of 80s favourites, and they've wanted the strawberry banoffee pie and lemon meringue pie as well. So during that period when we're doing that cooking, we'll also like to get a lot of the prep done for the next day. So we put a movie on at about 3 o'clock for the children. They know they're going to have the party that evening, so usually they're really good and we can crack on with it. In between everything, all the things that have got to be done, Alistair obviously makes his sausage rolls for both days, but he will prep all the veg for the next day. So peeling all the vegetables and anything really basic kind of prepping he will do. I like to make the stuff and meatball. I will get my cooking my turkey. That will be more in the evening when everyone goes. I do stay up that bit later, but we are generally quite busy in the evening building up and doing things for Father Christmas. I will make my stock, my gravy, ham and glaze, and a lot of this is just sitting on the hob boiling away or in the oven, so it's not too bad. I probably early morning I will get up early and do the dessert prep. So that is the base, the sponge and the meringue for these desserts both days. And then during the day also we go out in the morning time with the children but they really like, this is just a tradition now, is making marshmallow squares. So usually I'm a bit busier, so Ali will do that with them. And then I've already done the gingerbread man. So instead of a gingerbread house, we always fail at that for some reason. It never ever, it always collapses with us. But we've cut out gingerbread men and we're just going to decorate those tomorrow. So that way I don't feel too guilty. Then on Christmas Day itself, so for breakfast, we keep it really, really basic, to be honest. If you're going to all that effort, I really like the kids to just eat up what is put down for them. So I don't go for any fancy breakfast, we just keep it simple. It will be bacon, French toast and scrambled egg. We have that at about 8 or 9 a.m. The children, I don't think they've ever been up before maybe 6:30. On a Christmas morning, so hopefully that's the same this year. And yeah, we'll maybe let them have a little something from their stocking. They will have their breakfast and then nothing, maybe a piece of fruit. Dinner is at about 3 p.m, but we don't stress ourselves. It is just us, so just the 7 of us on Christmas Day, and we're going to have our turkey. We're not crazy about turkey, to be honest, but we love it with the Christmas dinner. So turkey, ham, we did beef as well last year, but it's just too much for all of us. So some ham, and I will do my cola ham. My stuffing meatloaf, I absolutely love it, and I only let myself make it about 2 times a year because we enjoy it that much, and then we look forward to it. I've asterisked this one. Ideally, I will also make a maple pecan cake stuffing as well, and this is a new recipe that I've seen. I will give you a wee glimpse of it and link it down below for if you want to try it. Yorkshire puddings I'll make, roast potatoes and mash. This is all going to be really easy because everything is prepped for me. So it's just actually popping them in the oven and mashing the potatoes. Gravy, I will do that the night before. And because we go for a small turkey, I know most people would say go for a crown, but that is no use just because I like to make the gravy from scratch. So I need the bones, I need a rich gravy. So yeah, I will get that all done and prepped, and then I slice it and put it in little foil. So I probably will film that for you. Vegetable wise, I love all the vegetables at Christmas, but we're just keeping it to the ones we know everybody will eat and that we love. Carrots and parsnips with honey glaze, cauliflower and broccoli cheese, and then I love my little shallots with a balsamic glaze as well. For the dessert, we will probably have leftovers from that night, so I'm not going crazy, and we're just going to have some salted caramel Yule log. Then in the evening, if there's any room, it would be a sandwich, but to be honest, we are usually very, very full, and maybe just have a few drinks, myself and Alistair. With the children, they can have a little snack. Then on to Boxing Day. Breakfast, I always go out to the sales early morning, so I'm usually gone for the next sale at 5 o'clock in the morning, hit just a few of my favourite shops in town, and I get back at usually about maybe like 9 or 10 o'clock. So Alistair takes care of Boxing Day because I do kind of do most of the cooking those days. He has a fry up, we all kind of have like a brunch, so the kids just have yogurt and fruit Boxing Day morning. We have a bit of a brunch, and then nothing really until dinner. That could be 4 or 5 depending if people have called around or whatever, and this is just kept super simple, and it is cold cuts, so basically anything that we had from the day before. And I actually really enjoy Boxing Day, I think more sometimes. Those sausage rolls that have been already done, some sausages. We don't do the sausages wrapped in bacon on actual Christmas Day, which I know loads of people really look forward to, but our kids love sausages so much they would eat and eat it and then not eat the main meats, to be honest. So we keep them for Christmas Eve and Boxing Day for them. Salad, I'm going to actually do a salad wreath this year. I usually just do my favourite kind of salad, but I've seen a nice one in a book. I will show you a little picture of it, and I've asterisked that because I want to just obviously read up and see that I'm making that okay. Coleslaw pasta, I will go to the shops and get fresh first thing in the morning when I come back from the shops, but I may even make a few of those bits, it's no big deal. And then probably just a cheese board, and Alistair always makes homemade chips and I love those. There will be nothing extra made for dessert, so it'll be leftover desserts if there's anything. Of course, tins of chocolates, biscuits, all that kind of thing that is around the house, and I try and get rid of any of those things so it's not dragging on and on and on. Then Thursday is the 27th. We're going to a pantomime, so it's usually just really busy on the run up to Christmas, and this we just started last year and we just found it was so much better. We enjoyed it. It was a day of peace. So we're going to the pantomime. There will be no cooking for any of us that day, so the kids will be fed up with these kind of foods. We're going to eat out, and they said they fancied Wagamama's, which is nearby, so that is where we're going to hit. Then that evening, if I feel up to it, if I don't, it's no big deal. But usually I will go through all the things that we've got left, because we're now getting into the 27th. And the kind of things I make with leftovers would be usually always a couple of soups. So I do parsnip and Stilton soup. With the turkey, like I said, we're not crazy about the turkey. So I use the leftovers and I actually give these to people, to relatives who love this. Turkey pie and a turkey curry. It does not float my boat whatsoever. And then I also love doing a brie and cranberry tart. Then Friday, we're getting lazier as the week goes on, but Friday then, all I'm going to do is, we will have quite a lot of ham. I'm going to do an easy one pot carbonara. So very little work there, and I want to make this kind of last day of treats, so any of the desserts, chocolates, that kind of thing. So they've had more or less a good 4 or 5 days of all those treats, and we kind of try and get back to normality. This day, ideally, I do a big food shop, and this is because all of the supermarkets have really good sales for the last day of all their joints of meat and things like that. So I like to fill up my freezer, and then I plan the rest of the week and try and get back to a bit of normal eating. That has probably been really long, but we'll get into the food shop now and I'll let you see what all I picked up. Okay, so I'll just do it in batches, because obviously I have a lot in the fridge and the freezer, so it's quite tricky to do it when it's this size, but let's get cracking. So I should have mentioned, actually, we got some of our shopping in Asda. I won £250 worth of vouchers just during the week, so we thought, do you know what, I can use some of these in Asda and then the rest of the shopping we did in Tesco. And I'm not a big Asda shopper, to be honest, I just never have been, but yeah, got some of the bits and pieces from there and Tesco's. So I also went to my local farm shop and I got my 20kg bag of potatoes. They are £12.50, and that's just very cost effective for us. Sometimes I get the little half bag, but we'll be eating quite a lot of those, and if there's any left over, I just give it to family. So I always like to have those in the back utility store. Then just some basics here. I needed some more kitchen foil, a few of these little trays, a lot of stuff I pick up over the last few weeks that I didn't need to get. But alcohol wise, we've got loads of alcohol that Alistair got through work and things, but I needed some cider, just Magners, and that is for my stuffing meatloaf. I love it with loads of cider. Some orange and some cranberry, and that will be for cocktails and mixers. Just some dilute for the children, Diet Coke, Coke, and then loads of Slur. So this time of year we let the kids have some Slur for Christmas, so that's kind of their Christmas juice. And then these for me, I absolutely love the rose lemonade. It's lovely on its own, but I actually mix it with a lot of my drinks. So with gin, that is lovely if I'm not taking Fever Tree, and because obviously we've got all the children, we can't have too many drinks, so it's a really nice way of being able to have quite a few gins but not getting too drunk, so it really dilutes it down. And then we've done our Slur, we've done our Coke. Rice Krispies, that is for the marshmallow buns. I needed some moisturiser. I want to get my Dermatologica, but meanwhile I seen that Olay and it was on offer in Tesco. Kitchen roll, just some of the basics, some washing powder, that is Persil. For some reason it's the name of the store in the front, so I've just turned it around there. On to some Christmas toys. I'll go through these really quickly, but Tesco's had quite a few on sale, and it's actually for a relative that wanted to get a gift, and I just picked them up last minute for them. So I seen everyone's hauls, these smashers. My kids have never had them. I think they were down to £6, so I picked those up. Just an extra little thing for baby Pearl, and it's kind of like a little game control. So Fisher Price, and again it was down to £6 or £7. This is one of the things that Dylan likes, and I hadn't seen this particular character, so I think they were in the sale to £9, so I picked that up as well. I thought this was really good. This is a Barbie doll in the car, and it was half price to £15, so picked that up for Lola. And then I already had quite a few fingerlings for the boys, but these are the ones that I couldn't get delivered. So for some reason Tesco's had them restocked, so I picked 2 of these up, and the 2 that I have I'm just returning to Smith's, so it's not like I'm buying them extra, but they were down to £15.25. I noticed quite a lot of their unicorns and their monkey ones were down to like £13 or £12, so if you're still looking for bits and pieces, which I know is very last minute, but pop into Tesco's. And then our Asian supermarket, I will show you some of the meats that we got, but just while he was there, he got some prawn crackers. This is how they come in the boxes. So 2 boxes of those, and then my panko breadcrumbs, which, oh, I just love. I would use those quite a lot if we're doing katsu curry, so the chicken, if I'm making the kids chicken goujon. So got those to stock up on anyway. They're not necessarily for Christmas. one of the cleaning products. I thought I had everything sorted, but I needed another stainless steel cleaner, and I just got that Tesco's own brand one, which is actually quite good. Okay, and then we just go on to anything that is kept in the freezer, the fridge, or is perishable basically. So it's our meat and our dairy. I'm looking here and it doesn't look enough in the dairy section, but I think because I've got tons of yogurts and cheese and things like that, we're doing okay. So Asian supermarket stop off, we got some spring rolls, that is for Christmas Eve night. Also an extra box because we're not up there that frequently. Everyone asks which one I go to, and it's the new refurbished one, which is now on the Ormo Road embankment. Peking duck, that is such good value, £4.50 for that. I've done it in my video before, but I honestly wouldn't go back to Chinese pancakes once you've done your own. Tempura prawns, you get a massive box. I would say there's probably about 30 in that, so we'll not need the full box I don't think, and that is about £4. Needed some of the pancakes to go with the Peking duck, and yeah, that is basically all that I got in the Asian supermarket, and I showed the other bits there earlier as well. On to our kind of dairy, so our fridge, we've got our double cream, one's from Asda, one's from Tesco's, just because there's two different shops done. And then our squirty cream, that is for mainly the children, and they like to do that pie face game all the time, so that is what that's for. I've got 3 rolls of just roll pastry, and that is for our sausage rolls and different bits and pieces in case. Butters, 2 unsalted, 2 full fat butter. That will be for the basis of the banoffee pie, for our mashed potatoes, any kind of bacon. We've got 1 2 litre of milk. I've got a full 2 litres in the fridge as well. Then meat wise, local butchers, these are award-winning sausages. They are to die for. I actually wanted £3 of them, but I could only get the £2 today, so I go back tomorrow for another probably £2, and that is going to be the pork and cranberry selection. So they are priced here. It was £12 for that amount, but they're delicious. Turkey wise, like I said, I was using up my vouchers in Asda, so I do generally go for like things like turkey in the butchers, but I thought I would give it a bash. I think if you cook them really well, it's not so bad. Small turkey, that is, so how many kilograms is that? Oh, I can't see. Oh yeah, 3.5 kilograms. Says serves 4 to 7, which, like I said, for the main dinner, a few cuts for sandwiches, cold cuts, that is enough for us. We're kind of over the turkey then. Then we've got our gammon joint. I've went for a relatively medium sized one. That'll be Christmas Day, Boxing Day. All the sausage meats, I've went for the Denny one. That will be for my meatloaf stuffing and also for some sausage rolls. Alistair says there's 2 more in the freezer. I better double check, because if not, that's definitely not going to be enough. Some frozen scallops from Tesco's. I usually go for fresh, so I have picked these up just in case. They're going to stay in the freezer, and I want to check tomorrow in Marks and Spencer's if I can get my normal fresh. If not, they should be fine. And then I just make them with, like I said, the black pudding and the pancetta and skewer them up. They're delicious. Then I've got some bacon lardons as well. That will be for quesadillas. That will be for even our carbonara and things. So good to have in. Some chorizo. Lots and lots of streaky bacon, so for like breakfast and also over the turkey. And then just finally some chicken fillets there, and that is for the chicken teriyaki skewers and also the chicken filling for the vol au vents. Okay, and then just all my last little bits and pieces that I needed. Bear in mind the cupboards are full, all the stock cupboards with like my vinegars, my herbs, my spices, all the bits and pieces that we've been gathering up. So 2 plain white loaves. These will be for breadcrumbs, and I just blitz them up, so I just go for plain white bread. Tortilla wraps there for our quesadillas. I picked this up just in case that recipe, the Jamie Oliver camembert pulled apart Christmas tree type thing doesn't turn out or something. I have got some garlic and rosemary flatbread. I have got 12 little bake in the oven kind of baguettes. They're always really good to have, I think, if you're making sandwiches and things, and they've a good date if you don't use them. I'd rather have them in the house than not. These, I didn't actually pick them up today, but I thought I would just show you them. I've tried them out since I got them the first time, and I really like these ones. These are the vol au vent cases. They are from Lidl, and they're quite tiny, so if you're doing just little canapes, they're perfect. It is a bit of a sin that I have to make all that filling for just these set of 2, so that is why I'm going to do it in bulk and freeze some of it as well. Just some little bits that I was missing and needed. So I don't have any chicken stock in the freezer, so I will need to use stock cubes to make the gravy for that, but I will make my turkey gravy obviously just with the bones. Then we have got some mayonnaise. I have got tons of honey, but I got another one because sometimes I run out of it. I went for whole cranberry sauce. I'd be making my own cranberry sauce, but this is perfect for sandwiches and things like that. Don't want to be without one of those in the house. Then love this little thing here, just seen it and I thought baby Pearl has absolutely no chocolate for Christmas, and I thought, well, sure, we could all help her out and that would look quite cute. Then I've got quite a few of these in the cupboard, but I'm making the Yule log, so I need caramel for that, and also banoffee. So 2 cans of that. I think it's 2 for £2.50 in Tesco's at the minute, so that's pretty good for this time of year. Then Mars bars are for the marshmallow squares that Alistair makes with the children. I was having a bag of those as I was going shopping. I was kind of losing the will, so that is why they're there. Maltesers for the top of the banoffee. Some Swiss dark 70% cocoa solids. They are brilliant. They will be for my Yule log, and they're my favourite chocolate for quite a reasonable price actually. What else have we got? Some pecan nuts. That is for, what is that for? Oh, that's for one of the stuffings. And I've got plenty of walnuts and all the other type of nuts in the house, so we're okay. I'm okay for most of the herbs are in the garden, but I needed some more parsley, so a bag of that. Bananas for the banoffee and a few for the house as well. Then some cranberries. I have frozen cranberries already in the freezer, and they will be for making my cranberry sauce and also throughout, probably in the salad and things like that. Lemons for the lemon meringue. I'm going to pick up lemon curd as well, I think, just in case I run short of time. Grapes for the children, strawberries for the banoffee, and obviously just for fruit, we've got 2 crates of clementines that people dropped into us, so I don't actually need that much fruit, to be honest. Some mushrooms for the filling of the vol au vents. Broccoli and cauliflower. The prices are insane of the vegetables. I'm sure you already know if you've been in the supermarkets. 20p in Asda for your carrots. I think 29p for cauliflower and broccoli in Tesco. So super good prices. Cauliflower, broccoli, that will be for the cheese sauce on that. Carrots, parsnips, that will be obviously for honey glazed parsnips. My bags of onions there, that will be for the basis of like my stuffing, all those kind of things. Peppers for my chili cubed peppered potatoes. Shallots for my balsamic shallots that I do, and some celery, and that's the basis of some things. So that is kind of everything. I am sure this is the longest grocery haul known to man, and I tried to actually be quick. So hopefully you've either got your shopping all done and you're sitting back relaxing watching these videos, or maybe you're last minute. Hope it all goes well for you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said at the start of the video, if you haven't already entered that giveaway, make sure that you do. I will leave all the details down below. And if I don't see you before Christmas, have a lovely Christmas and a happy New Year. Thanks as always for watching, guys.